Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. So last time I said, in the ending of my video, I say something about maybe the Bible or Christianity is not meant for everyone. God probably didn't mean this religion to be for all the time that is to come. But you're not going to believe me. Why would you? But I'm going to show you evidences from the Bible. It says, Bible itself, what does it say about who it is for? So you know, Jesus Christ, he is basically the main being of the New Testament, the Christianity itself. So let's see what he says. If you go to book of Matthew 10:5-6, it says, these 12 Jesus sent forth. Who are the 12? The 12 disciples of Jesus. He sent the 12 disciples and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. So he's saying to the 12 disciples that don't go to the Gentiles, don't go to any city of the Samaritans. Where should you go? But go ye rather unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Who are the house of Israel? The Jews. So the 12 disciples are commanded by Jesus Christ himself that go to only the Jews, no one else. Go to another verse. In Matthew 15:24-26, it says, Jesus is saying, I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You cannot be more clear than this, that he is literally saying that he was only sent for the Jews, no one else. And if you know how the Judaism works, you should understand that you don't become a Jew. You don't become a Jew. You're born with it. How? Basically, Abraham had sons. One of the sons was named, if you know, he was named Isaac. And Isaac had a son called Jacob. And Jacob had 12 sons. And with the 12 sons came the 12 clans of Israelites. Why? Because Jacob was called Israel. So you can't just become a Jew. For example, suppose you come out like you are from China or you are from Japan and you say, oh, I want to become a Jew. You can't. Why? Because you do not have the bloodline that is necessary for you to become Jew. So Jesus Christ, he is saying, I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Do you know better than Jesus? Or do you know better than God himself that he literally sent Jesus Christ to the Jews? But you are going everywhere in the world, going to the mountains, going to this desert, going to all kinds of religious people and saying, become Christian. Become Christian and you're gonna be good. Did Jesus Christ ever say, go to everyone? No. He's literally saying to his 12 disciples that go only to the house of Israel. But you are not listening to it. Meaning that many people think that they know better than Jesus Christ himself. Now let us go into it in more detail. Jesus Christ, when we think of him, the Christians, they think that he is the Son of God. Why? Because in some portion of the Bible, he is calling himself the Son. And he's calling the God the Father. And that makes them think that, oh, he's the Son of God. But is that the case? Is he the only Son in the Bible? Let us look. In the book called Luke 3:38, it says, Which was the son of Enos? Which was the son of Seth? Which was the son of Adam? Which was the son of God? So God himself is saying that Adam is the son of God. Then in another portion it says in Genesis 6:2 and 4, it says that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, meaning beautiful, and they took wives of all which they chose. Then the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Meaning that they're sons of God as well. And it's obviously not talking about Jesus. In Exodus 4:22, Old Testament, it is saying, "Thus saith the Lord," meaning Lord said, "Israel is my son, even my firstborn." So the whole Israel, like Israel is firstborn. Who is Israel? As I've said, Jacob. Jacob is called Israel. And God is saying that Jacob is the firstborn. Okay. Jeremiah 31:9, it says, "And Ephraim is my firstborn." In book of Psalms 2:71, it says, "Thou, O David, art my son. This day I have begotten thee." So David is a begotten son. So what it means is that talking about son and father in the Bible, it is nothing special. A lot of people, especially the prophets, good people, good men, they're called the sons of God, son of God. But for some reason, people put it that, Jesus Christ is saying he's son, meaning he's the son of God, meaning he's divine, meaning he's God himself. And if you look at Christianity right now, nobody thinks of Jesus as just a prophet. No, they think that Jesus is of the God, so he's divine. And he's basically part of God, part of the Trinity. And they say that God Father, God Son, and God Holy Spirit, they're all one, they're the same thing. But is that the case in the Bible? Let us look at that. How was Jesus? As we know from the Bible that God should be omnipotent. God should be so powerful. God doesn't need anything. And God can do everything He wants. Actually, we also say that in some certain part of the Bible it goes complete opposite. But let us go to the standard version. What people actually believe, what God is. So let us see what Jesus is like. In book of John 5:30, it says, Jesus is saying, "I can of mine own self do nothing." Jesus by himself cannot do anything at all. That is what Jesus is saying. So do you think a person who cannot do anything by himself, he needs the power of the Father, the God? Do you really think he's claiming to be God? Okay. You might still be thinking that yes, he's still God, even though he cannot do anything without the power of God. In Mark 13:32, it says, "But of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in the heaven, neither the Son," who? The Jesus. Jesus is called Son. "But the Father." Father is the only God, the all-powerful God. So Jesus is saying, no man, no angel, not even he himself does not know when the day of judgment will happen, when the hereafter will happen. But the Father, the only God, knows that. So do you really think he's saying that I'm God? Or is he saying that I don't know anything? God knows. But many people still will deny that. Let us go into Mark 11:13. It says, "And seeing a fig tree afar, of having leaves, he came, if happily he might find anything thereon." Meaning Jesus saw a fig tree with leaves, and he thought he's gonna find some fruit. And when he came to it, he found nothing, meaning he didn't find any fruit, but leaves. For the time of figs was not yet. Meaning Jesus, he doesn't even know when the hereafter will happen. He also doesn't know, he didn't understand that the season was not for fig tree to have some fruit. So how can he be compared as the Son of God, meaning that he is omnipotent, he knows everything, he is so powerful, he is looking at us, he is seeing us. Christians, they believe Jesus is looking at us and seeing them. But Jesus, while he was there walking down the earth, he couldn't even know the fig tree is not having the time to have fruit. Suppose you look at a mango tree. You look at a mango tree and it's the winter. It's like snowing. It's literally snowing outside. Will you expect any fruit on the mango tree? I think not. I don't think you're gonna expect any fruit. But he did. It was not the season for fig tree to have fruits, but he thought it is gonna have fruit. But that is the case. Then it says in John 19:28, Jesus is saying, I thirst. He feels thirsty. Tell me, how can this person be God, be divine, the one who is feeling thirsty? How? Doesn't it feel like just like a man? A man sent by God to teach the people of Israelites, the house of Israel, the Jewish people, what is the right path and what is the good path, what is the right and what is the wrong. Jesus is saying in John 11:35, it's saying that Jesus wept. Jesus used to cry. And you all know in the Bible that Jesus used to pray as well. And I also talked about it before, that Jesus used to pray to the Father, meaning the God. So how can this person be God? The person who cries, the person who feels hungry, the person who feels thirsty, the person who feels that he cannot do anything at all by himself, the person who is literally doesn't know what season it is, the person who doesn't know of the new future. How can that person be God? It also says in Mark 1:13-21, it says, where Jesus stayed 40 days being tempted by Satan. How can this person be God when he is tempted by Satan? And there's many more, but I don't think that I have to bring more evidence towards you to understand that Jesus was a human being that was special, a human being that was in a way that he was sent by God to guide the people, the house of Israel. He was supposed to guide the Jewish people. That was his duty. And he had miracles. He used to cure the blind and the person who cannot have any cure at all. He used to cure them by the word, by the name of God. And you know in the Bible that there were so many prophets that had miracles just like that. Moses had miracles. So is he God? Moses literally split the sea. Is he God? You have so many other prophets as well that perform miracles by the name of God, but they are not God. They're not divine. They basically were commanded by God to do certain things and they did. But for some reason, the Christianity right now, they treat Jesus as the Son, direct Son of God, and they call him that he's divine. We should really think with our mind, are we really those who are following the Bible? Are you actually following the Bible? Are you looking at the Bible? If you're not, then look at the Bible and see for yourself all the contradictions it has, and see for yourself that Jesus was indeed a man and he was not divine. And see for yourself that Jesus commanded even his own 12 disciples not to go anywhere except the Jews, and you are not supposed to go anywhere else. We should think, and we should also pursue what is the right path. Because this book filled with contradictions, this book filled with contradictory remarks cannot be from the God. And even if it is from the God, God did not want this book to be even followed forever. And that should be very clear. May God guide us.